You gotta say it with your chest, you know. You got the reverb. You gotta down the reverb, or do I need to hold this a little lower? All right.
So when you got into real estate, what really made you decide to like get a coach? I mean, because most people don't know to get a coach when they first get into real estate. So how did you think to get a coach already?
Because I knew I needed leads, and I wanted to generate my own leads because I didn't want anybody else to own my business. I didn't want Zillow to own my business. I didn't want to pay them. So I needed to figure out how to generate my own leads.
You studied that all beforehand? Because like I said, I got into real estate not knowing. Yeah, I got into real estate not knowing anything. I just went to Keller Williams I'm gonna sign up and.
I didn't know anything either, but I knew. To me, it was always a business. It was never I'm working for somebody. Like I couldn't wrap my head around working for somebody.
What made you decide to get into real estate?
What made me? It was. I was 16 years old.
You were 16?
When I made my mom order the Carlton Sheets infomercial, how to invest in real estate with no money down.
Oh, so you're that young?
I was.
Oh, okay.
I want to introduce you guys really quick to Janelle and you said Mark.
Alex.
Okay, Mark. I know, isn't it? He does kind of look like a
We're going to take this out in editing. Some people showed up. Who are you?
Alex.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Janelle.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm Corbin.
And you're who?
Corbin.
Corbin. Nice to meet you. They flip houses too, and he does all the work for them, and it's kind of cool. They choose a
You do all the work?
real estate team.
I mean,
None of the pay.
a lot of it.
A bulk of it.
All the work, none of the pay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we hire out like obvious permitting stuff. So roofs, I'm not gonna do that, or like electrical panels, repipes. I'm not trying to touch anything that needs a permit.
I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
James.
Cool.
All right, so I wanted to hear what you were saying about
About buying the no money down thing?
So starting
No,
your
it's
business
just
to get
the whole
leads.
idea. So the reason when I started real estate, I didn't know anything about real estate.
Right.
And I just looked for the top training company. And at the time,
I got
Keller Williams was the top training company in the country or whatever. And so that's why I did it, because I knew I needed to be taught. I didn't think about getting a coach until like much.
Yeah, I hired a coach out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did Tom Ferry for a little bit. And then I hired coaches based on what I needed. And I was real good at cold calling. I still am good at cold calling, but I suck at marketing. I still suck at marketing. So then I hired Craig Proctor, who's another coach, but he is more on the marketing side, and I learned some shit from that. I don't know.
So you got in real estate 16?
No. No.
Basically, what he was telling you, he was a big nerd.
I was, yeah. And I got that at 16. I had a false start when I was 18.
You had a what?
A false start. I tried to invest a little bit when I was 18 and failed. And then knocked up a chick and had to work.
So is everybody here realtors and flip houses, or just flippers? Which way do we go?
I'm a realtor and a property manager.
Okay.
I'm a hard money lender, mortgage guy,
Okay.
flipper, and investor too. So,
Okay.
but day job's the lending side of things.
Nice.
Insurance. I do property and casualty. Really everything but health insurance. Sell a lot of home, sell a lot of life.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a realtor and investor.
Okay. And you're
Same season.
okay. Same with us. Realtor. Okay.
Cool.
I think most of us, I prefer the investing side way more than the general side.
Yeah. See, that's him. He prefers the investing side, and I prefer the real estate side. Yeah. So it kind of works out.
Nice. You got everything set.
Okay, good.
Chris and his little gadgets. You too?
So I can scoot down if you want a little bit more.
You and your little gadgets.
I can nestle in with everybody.
Hey, I'll take all the leg space. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'll take my space.
I think we do have.
I'm waiting to hear from.
Sorry to interrupt y'all.
We're just doing the introduction.
Jamie's been hitting me up quite a few times.
What for Tenant?
Lose some weight.
I did.
Momentum Realtor. Jamie out.
Down about 15 pounds.
Good for you. What are you doing for that? Watching for you.
I finally broke it off with Lil Debbie
How to do it.
Let's see.
and started eating right and working out.
He's got a very memorable face.
Yeah, I got a little scared. Went to get my blood work done and came back pretty bad. You know, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all that.
He was at the last one.
So I started with a 3-day water fast and been off to the races
No, I think she
since.
said she was just going to be waiting for the offer. She wants to do a flip.
It's not as bad as like I thought it was going to be like super hard.
He's at a different broker.
It's really all mental.
I'm not sure where she's
Like,
at.
because it's like you just replace whenever
she's
you
ready
get
to go,
that thought.
she's trying to hunt her down a deal.
Chug water. And so you always have that kind of full feel. Then you realize that it's really just mental. And you can that habit.
So you live on
More
the
than
side
necessity.
What did you stop eating?
I did a 3-day water fast.
Oh, nice.
Well, actually, I've done 3 this year so far. I did one was 4.5 days, and then I did 2 3 days.
I did a 5-day on the first new moon of the year, and I was gonna do another. I'm gonna do them every new moon.
Oh, you with Fargo?
But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So we're gonna have to choose,
nice.
you know,
But I had a wedding to go to in February, so the second new moon. So I was like, March.
and then
No, it's
get
second new moon. I did that.
So how many days is that?
5 days?
No, new moons.
Oh, it's every month. It's about every 28 days or so. Everybody agrees that's when you should do a fast. All the religions of the world, science and psychology, all say you should do it fast on a new moon. I guess it's easier, body. I don't know. We're 75% water. Moon affects water. I don't know.
you just never know.
I'm weird like that, you know.
Everyone does like
Anything to make it easier.
Huh?
Say anything to make it easier.
Yeah.
And if it has added benefits.
and we don't commercially advertise.
I mean, my biggest benefit was it took away my cravings for
Everything. Yeah.
I got to literally reset
Yeah. It
which
does.
was good for our plan.
Yeah.
So in place of Lil Debbie, I just cut up. I got a huge food bowl in my refrigerator. So in the morning, I just little Tupperware, scoop out some fruit, and carry it with me.
I'm digging it.
So yeah, I told her, I was like, "Are you coming out?" Christmas
Tell
night?
tell
She
tell
couldn't.
we Realtors that.
I'll text him right now.
So if you guys, real quick, if you guys need property management, this is my person tomorrow. He's got like a bunch of homes. He just how many got like 40 right now?
At 34 right
34, yeah.
Holy cow. Your homes are managing, just managing.
now. Just manage.
Do you need any vendors?
Oh, yeah. My vendors.
I got electricians and plumbers that are really good.
Oh, I thought you wanted mine. I can always use more.
Oh, if you got good ones, don't worry about it.
No, but I can use more.
All right, I'll send them to
Because I got the thing is I got properties all over the place, so I can't have a guy that's in St. Augustine come all the way over here. You know, it becomes expensive. So my goal is to get the 4 quadrants. South St. John.
you. Yeah.
Do you have
Wait.
Tim's number?
I can talk.
Yeah.
Why don't you text him right now? Make sure you guys have
Yeah, I
it.
mean, there's like tall, handsome guys.
Let me see.
That's sexy, motherfucker.
Or that too.
That's
what you got in your
what
That's right. So is the property management group Keith's brokerage, or is it completely separate?
It's part of the brokerage.
It is. Okay, cool. So I didn't know he did property management too.
He didn't until I got there.
Awesome. I love it.
So for you guys, what are you guys looking for in your business? Need help with a question? Not that we're experts, but we at least can brainstorm and.
Yeah, I think the only struggle we really have with like the flipping stuff is just getting that. 'Cause
Finding
obviously,
deals?
Yeah,
That's the hardest part.
we get a lot of like the wholesale stuff comes through to our emails and texts, but like the margins just aren't there. I don't know what a lot of these wholesalers are on.
But they do it right.
Yeah.
Tell them what your margin is.
Oh, we've had successful margins. So like the lease we've made on one of our flips was like 85.
Great.
The most we've done was like
Yeah, where's your buy
125.
box? Like
she won't
typically.
take
We try to say Clay County. We just really like Clay County.
Yeah.
We prefer under 200,000.
Oh,
Something
that's a
that
really good margin for
Yeah.
that kind of.
something
price.
that resale is we like to keep the price under 500.
Yeah.
You know, the ARV and just that's
How,
what we
how
do.
many flips have you guys done? Like,
We are actually getting our 6th one under contract.
is there a specific part of Clay County? Because like I do a lot of loans. I mean, primarily 32206, 08, 09, like
Yeah.
all of that cluster,
Yeah.
and then we'll do some of the pretty much Duval County. But like you had a Clay County flip in Orange Park that just sat. You know, that I felt like was priced very aggressively. The pool, no, had a
Oh,
pool.
Sandalwood?
Sandalwood. That sat, I felt like way too long. And then I've had another 3 or 4 that are holding, you know, balloon payments are coming up. And I feel like comp-wise are pretty solid on ARV that are sitting in Clay County.
Yeah.
Where are you guys primarily focused in Clay?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
in Clay,
Nice.
yeah. We would love something around here, but it's like,
Yeah,
Get something under 200
Yeah,
around
it's-
here.
it's
So we
like-
primarily like Clay County. Most of our stuff's been Middleburg. The one we just sold in January was in Orange Park. Off the Berry, like that was a pretty good one. We got that one at decent. I think we got that
Really?
one for 215.
yeah.
We sold it for 360, and I think we put like
There's a lot of good ones on
40
the
into
Berry
it.
that I think
Yeah.
that you could probably door knock.
Yeah.
I drive the Berry every day. It's
Yeah.
like-
And every house we've gotten has just been kind of organic. Like we have a really good agent following just because of our past in real estate. So I make a post on social media, and I ended up I get flooded every time with agents who just have stuff coming up that's not financeable,
Yeah.
or they need a quick sale. So that's kind of how we found everything. But we want consistency. So that's the hardest finding them.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of picky too, because we're trying to make so much on each one. You know, I think we could, if we were like, hey, we're making 30 on each one, we could probably scoop up a lot more. But
I told you the other day, I'm like, that probably sounds shitty, but if we're not going to make at least like 60, 70,000, it's just
That's a good.
That's how a lot of people that are actually
yeah.
do it for a living, and I mean that's really what they say. The same
Yeah, I
thing.
don't get out of bed for less
Because
than
if the
Like,
market
right.
changes on you in the middle of your flip, you've still got a little bit of cushion to fall back on.
So yeah, especially with like
sure.
the risk that you're putting in, and fun if you are not even borrowing money to work with, it's a lot of money, but a lot of time, a lot of risk that's involved. That it kind of makes sense to do it that way. That's where when people ask us what we learned so much from the last year, it was to start being a little bit more conservative and being picky and making sure when we're underwriting the numbers that we're making sure there's enough spread in case something comes up, because it's always going to come up, or something happens, or if the market starts dropping like it's hot on us, like it did last year, and then it's sitting and you're watching money, fly out the window each month. So
Absolutely.
Are you doing any marketing to self-generate? Because all these wholesalers, I think I probably know every one of them in Jacksonville. You're right. Every single margin, they're only putting you at like a 15% spread.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm running numbers. People are bringing me deals. I'm like, a hard money lender won't even loan on this because the numbers don't make sense. But yeah, that's where like if you're not self-generating these properties, then any wholesaler, because during the refi boom, everybody got the Realtors license and everybody became rich. And then when that stopped, everybody became a wholesaler because some TikTok video said, "Hey, look how easy it is to sell paper at $25,000." I'm doing 2 sales right now where I have 2 wholesalers making over $75,000 just pushing paper.
Holla.
And it's like, hey, good for them, right? It's great. And then I have the investor going, well, if I do this right, if I get lucky here, if the numbers, I could probably do flooring for $5K instead of $7K. And they're pushing their margins like super cheap to try and make 10% of the ARV. which that's the scary part. And you've got wholesalers that are making their 75K cap. So if you can be the first, if you can be that wholesaler and self-generate, that's where you're making all the big money.
Agreed.
I just don't know how. I mean,
There's a cost to generate that though too.
Exactly. Yeah.
You see gross margins or gross revenue. You don't see the $10,000 they were spending a month.
$100,000. Yeah, the big one.
What's the deepest part of Clay County that you go? Like, do you want to say more like urban or
So
do you care rural?
we don't really want Keystone.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Because I have so many clients out in Keystone, but
We would. Actually, the one we're getting, just because we didn't have a deal going, I told her, I'm like, if we don't get it, like, I don't really want this house, but if we get it we're getting it at 135. I'm like, it's a home run. So
I went out to a house the other day. It was on a lake out there in Keystone. Nice new build, and then right next to it's like this trashy 1910 build. I'm like, what somebody could do to this is flipping. So I mean, I'm out there all the time. I just didn't know if that's an area that you guys would be interested in. 'Cause I could,
If we have nothing going on and we get to kind of more that, like, I guess, I don't want to say desperate, but like we're just ready for something.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Be careful, you get in trouble that way.
Yeah, I know.
Been there, done that.
Bryce, what are your thoughts on like wholesaling versus keeping it to flip yourself?
It depends on the market. The market's always changing. There's times I like wholesaling better. There's times I like retail better.
Yeah.
Depends on the market. Right now, I'm leaning a little more retail, and that'll probably change come August.
What about August?
School goes back in, and retail gets dried up a little bit till the end of the year. But investors still gotta buy, so I'll push towards wholesaling.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
We've actually been able to generate some listings from the flipping too. Like there's some houses we've gone to look at, and I'm very big on like full transparency with any, because I'm always, especially having real estate licenses, I'm always like, are they going to come back and be like, oh, this was unfair or whatever. So when we do an offer on a house, typically we'll do it two ways, where it's here's our cash offer, and then here's if you do X, Y, and Z. If you're willing to do that, then we can sell it for this much. And I probably generate like 5 or 6 listings a year just from doing that too, because they kind of appreciate the honesty. So
I do the same
I was
thing.
about to say, do you offer? I mean, you're familiar with novations? Chris, I'll let you take the floor on
That's
that.
when if you talk to the seller and say, because you guys have the trades, you guys say, look, we can fix it up and then sell it and then split the profit.
So I've kind of thought about that. I didn't really know the name of it, or like I have.
But just make sure you sign some paperwork to protect yourself. So,
Yeah.
and I only like do it when someone's moving out of the house or if they're already out.
Yeah.
I don't want to do someone's living there, because then you fix up the house like, well, thank you so much. We're not gonna sell now because you have to fix the house. But if someone's out of the house and they're owner, I'd say, yeah, we can fix it up and split the profit,
Yeah.
and that works. So I had a lady up in Yulee, and she moved out. She just got tired of the bigger house, and so we kept the house under her name. And we're fixing it up, and then we'll split the profit. But that just worked for her. So that way, again, this transparency, like, look, if they're asking a little too much, like say the house is worth $600, they want $500. Like, look, I can't do that. But if we just fix it up and then split the price, then split the profit, then they're open to that. But I usually do it when people's expectations are too high on the cash offer.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
but they got to be out of the house. So
Yeah.
I never fix anything up if anybody's in the house.
And you just have like an attorney drop contracts, or like what do you?
Yeah, just try to have a contract, and then I use Attorney Title Services, but whoever title company you use, and then you can have them sign the deed over to you.
Yeah.
Again, that trust factor has to come in, and then they'll sign the deed over, and you're like, okay, now I know I'm safe, because then they can't really do anything on the house, because technically it's my house, even though they still have the mortgage on it. But I'm guaranteed. A lot of it, I show my 2 business profiles. I show my personal business profile and my flip business profile. So look, I got 5 stars on both profiles, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And that helps with the trust factor a lot.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
How successful like Novation deals been for you? Like,
I've done like 3, but it leaves that little thing in your back pocket to tell someone.
yeah,
And so it gives the options out and then makes it easier. So then again, you
I think
can't
it's more of an option. Every time I run numbers on novations, it's like, to me, it just helps me close the cash deal because it's like, yeah, we could do that, and then by the time we do all this, and you wait 3 months, and
yeah,
then you're gonna make maybe an extra $5,000, or you just take my fucking offer, get the fuck out.
yeah.
But again, I don't use that kind of language. So I give people the option of what they want to do. You know,
I'm just saying, it's such a small amount for all the headache they have to go through. Like,
but see, for me,
Okay.
for me, they've never said it's a headache. They say thank you so much. You took the relief off off the pressure of the house. Then I don't have to do the hard money loan. I don't have to get pay interest on that. You're just paying whatever like this lady in Yulee, her mortgage was 80K. And so she's like, and I told her, well, I need you to keep making more expensive. I said, okay, I'll do that. All right.
Yeah.
I need you to keep the electrical lights on. She's like, okay. So again, it just depends on the person. And I had a lady in Orange Park, had a small townhouse, and she would just, I can't handle the maintenance on the house, and she moved to an apartment. So, but she needed me to take over the payments and stuff. So I took over the payments for her, made the mortgage payments, met her at Navy Fed, handed her some money, and she was okay. So,
I'm back.
but it just adds that thing for your back pocket to already what you're doing already.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that idea.
I just use it again for people with unrealistic numbers. And they're like, I want 300K for mine. I'm like, all right, there's nothing I can do. But you have some wood rot on the back of your house you got to fix.
Yeah. So that was the one. Actually, the one we're executing today. We're just waiting on the seller to sign it. That's what the situation was. He was adamant he wanted 300. And I'm like, dude, your house is destroyed. Like,
Yeah.
and it comped out. It's a 360. Renovate it. We don't need 300. And he finally came to his senses. I told him to call me, when you change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that's what we're getting in 135. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a.
damn.
Yeah. That's a
He came down to 135.
Well,
Yeah.
he wanted 300, and then he wanted 250, and then he was telling us 160. We were at 125, and we basically
Holy
said,
cow.
our
Wow.
highest is
Good for you
job,
guys.
yeah.
Like,
That's a hammer.
It's a 3-bedroom house on an acre and a half in Middleburg.
I've seen another strategy between realtors too, that they're active with their buyers, like investors, and they'll have somebody and they'll find a house that needs a lot of work, and they'll just bring them almost for show, but like for real. They'll bring them 5 or 6 investors, like, hey, look at this house. They'll get into negotiations, and then the seller goes, okay, 7 different real people that you brought me. Like, they try and seal up that listing deal, right? Like, you go in and say, hey, it's not for me, price point's not there, but I can list it for you, and I have a book of business, and you can get that listing agreement. And then when they're bringing the 5 or 6 investors that are like at the 130 mark, I mean, this happened on a beachfront property it was a 6-month process, but he was hard up on 1.6 million. Now, once again, this is like, A1A on the beachfront. He was hard up on 1.6. Every other investor was coming in at 1.2. And he was like, I can't do anything lower than 1.4. And then after like 3 more months and 4 more investors that were serious about making that offer, he came down to 1.2. You just had to wear him down. But that was like kind of the realtor's strategy as the listing side, was to get them to open their eyes instead of talking to like the cold calling wholesalers that are from Oklahoma, or buying those leads and not seeing them face to face, but they have somebody walking their property and going, hey, I'm at 1.2. That helps them kind of budge a little bit more, I found.
Bryce, how many properties are you walking? Are you walking or trying to get everyone done over the phone?
I usually walk I like closing in person better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually walk everything.
So when a lead reaches out through your website, you just go and meet with them face to face right away and walk through. Do you give them the offer right there, since you kind of you can put eyes to the rehab?
Yeah, I run the numbers before I go, and I give them both, just like y'all do. I give them both offers. This is retail. This is what you need to do. We can list it, but I charge a lot. I probably charge more than you. Honestly, you should charge more. And then, or I buy it mostly.
I feel like there's a lot to be said behind that versus like a wholesaler that's just like, this is what I can offer you. I feel like looking out for their best interest. You know what I'm saying? And saying, look, it's not about me. These are your options that we can, that can
Even on
make
the
the most at the end of the day.
even when you're wholesaling it on the investor side, I feel like it's more important. I have an investor or wholesaler that locks up deals in Missouri, which I guess there's a hot market in Missouri, but we've been in delegations for the lending side because there's a squatter in the building, and the wholesaler's like, oh well, don't go in there. Just buy, like, they're just kind of pushing, like, just buy the house, we'll get them out. You can evict them when you own it. And they're like, no, we want that guy out. At first they told him it was a tenant and that his lease was going to be up. It turns out it's a squatter. Yeah. So it's like, when you don't have that in-person kind of local wholesaler, I feel like it's not as personal.
The only thing I don't like about that is if he can't find a buyer, is he going to close? Because if you're not, then you're a piece of shit. And I hate fucking wholesalers like that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if he's going to close on it or not.
no, he's not.
No.
Not 3 states
We
away.
all know that wholesaler, by the way. He's local here in Jacksonville. But, yeah, won't name any names.
So are you guys just flip and sell?
Yeah.
No one buy and hold?
I also walk Phillips Highway at night. Pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm surprised you're sitting down.
Yeah, let me know your hours.
Eventually, we want to get into like the buying and holding and have start accumulating rentals now.
I mean, I have 2 Airbnbs and 2 long-term rentals, but I mean, not by choice.
Well, that's the thing. The majority of my portfolio is people not by choice. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of military people who got PCS and they have to leave, couldn't sell, so
Yeah.
now they became landlords.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people nowadays.
oh, dude, it's a lot. And then I just had 3 people come back to the States. They were over in Bahrain, and they just got back. But it was like nerve-wracking for a while there, because I don't know what the hell to do if something happens to, like, they're single and I'm renting out their place. If something happens to them, then but they all 3 made it back.
Yeah, same thing. Just I bought a couple, and it's working out, but just I'm scared about the property management side because then we started getting all these requests from people. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I have plenty of work to do nonstop. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's the same houses. I have 3 that have things because I try to be selective of the ones that I take. Most of my properties are 4 or 5 years old. So. But I have a.
So I say, what's like the most in your property management when they're calling you, the tenants are calling you for fixes? What's like the most common, like air conditioning? Appliances?
Yeah, it's appliances and HVAC.
Okay.
I mean, and that's why.
Do you ever take it over anybody's like flips? Because I'm busier than hell right now doing DSCR loans for people that couldn't sell their house.
Hey, man,
not by choice.
quit talking about me.
It's just it's part of the industry. I like I said, I have 3 of mine because of the same situation. But I'm curious if there was a trend on like these investors that were like cutting corners on certain contractors. Like when they're taking them over, if there's an issue. Like when I started the Airbnb, my plumbing situation was awful. Like it took like 4 months to figure it out. Like,
But what do you mean take over someone's flips?
like somebody,
No, you stay over there.
like somebody trying to flip a house as opposed to they gotta leave. They flip a house, they can't sell the house, they're under hard money, they have to refinance it, then they refinance it, now they become forced landlords. Do you take any of those properties?
I haven't had any.
Okay, because my question was if there was a certain trade that flippers are cutting corners on more than others, if tenants were complaining more or less about a specific category.
I got one tenant in the whole scenario he just talked about. I got one tenant, nice old guy, my yard guy, but man, he complains about the JEA bill. Like, Chris, it's $400 a month, and it's a wood house. And I go in the house, and his mom lives there. His mom's 92 years old. They keep the AC on 89 in the house. The temperature. The temperature's at 89 in the house. It's a hot box in the house.
And he still has a.
And he's like, "Why is the electric bill so high?" Like,
Next time you go over there, you should take them blankets. Take them a heating blanket.
it's like 89, but to
Running the
the,
heater in the summer.
So wait,
huh?
why was it so high?
but no, he has heat on at 89. The mom likes the house hot.
Oh, they're turning the heat on.
Yeah, the heat's on at 89 in the house.
That's insane.
Well, it'll go down.
But the problem is I get that phone call like, "Why is my JEA bill so high? Can you check the electrical?" I'm like,
for a minimum $200 minimum.
We just
So even
rented
if
our house in Julian
if there's a place that's
We just moved back
$1,700 a
over
month,
here to
you still
Puffing
gotta pay
Island,
me $200.
and the tenants moved in February 1st. They're really good tenants. We've only heard from them once, but we had our first 10 o'clock.
I mean, I gotta be.
text where it was like,
it is a
hey,
being
I'm
a
sorry
rush.
it's
I
late.
mean,
Get back to me in the morning if you
when you
want.
get to
but
a
the
certain
alarm,
number,
the drains fan, or the
you know, if I'm only
HVAC
dealing with 2 or
is
3,
going off.
you know, kind of
So I have these
problems.
little pump
Yeah.
alarm things.
Eventually, that goes away because all you're doing
So
is
that was like,
you got these old
I need you to
houses.
get the shop back. So
Maybe
the
they had an
next
old
morning we were over
HVAC
there
system that needs.
sucking out the
That's why I tell
drain.
everybody.
That was my
I tell
first.
every single one of my
Oh shit.
owners.
Yeah,
make sure you have
yeah.
home.
Something's wrong.
I got.
Been
I,
over 5 years, never had this.
I have this property on
It's gonna
over by
get very
university. It's got
expensive.
3 little
It could get
houses
very
on it, and it's a weird property, and it has a shared well on it. So it's got a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1-bedroom, 1 bath, and a 2-bedroom, but they all use the same shared well. So I've had one guy there, and like he's like, "Chris, I got no water." I'm like, "Oh man." Like, you're like, "I'm sorry, dude. You know, like I gotta I'm like I gotta start being like American Home Friend, just have a cutoff time of when I can answer the phone. Otherwise, yeah, you don't want at 10 o'clock like if there's an apartment building, you can't call anybody in an apartment building at 10 o'clock at night and they're not gonna come.
Well, I don't know if anybody else does it with a rental. This is our very first rental experience, anything with our own house. But that was my reminder that I've been slacking on ordering the home warranty.
Oh, that's
So now we're on like a countdown. I'm like, it kicks in 2 weeks. So if anything goes wrong, we can just call the home warranty.
Yeah.
Because
that's so necessary. Because just going through, if you're just calling vendors, it can get expensive.
yeah. Well, and something that we put in the lease too, because we had some company, our attorney at our title company recommended using this company that like just kind of fill in a form and they put a lease together, with
Evict.com?
it's some attorney, and I filled out a form, and then we made some adjustments what I wanted in the lease, like what's allowed, and some of the stuff they were like, yeah, we can put that in there. But it was like $50. They generated the lease for me, and I put in there that the tenants are responsible for the first $100 of any service.
Oh, that's good.
Even the paint for the
Yeah.
warranties.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And I feel like that incentivizes them, like,
To
don't
fix
call
stupid
me
shit.
Yeah.
Really good construction.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Trying to fix and flip. You get them so fast. To where,
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So like if the HVAC goes out and the filter hasn't been changed in 8 months.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
If there's
it
a
typically
repair issue,
means
like
like
compressor or
deals that
whatever,
come to me like, hey, I
that's
gotta close
a
my
longevity issue. That's
situations. It's like, all right,
that's something.
I need the
that's
HOI approved by the lender within like 2 days.
Yeah.
So how do you? Yeah. Well,
it's
it's
essentially
not with the first one.
well, so and that's where there's nuance.
If you're gonna do it the right way, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah. What do
But
you
essentially, like, I tried to word it so that
You need the full scope of work.
essentially it could a bulk of liability on the tenant, but that there would be a case-by-case compensation with regard to the
Because
severity.
they don't do my physical.
But if the repair was frequent, and it could be, so if the drain was clogged, the cellar repeatedly, I'm not gonna pay for that.
Celery. That sounds like
Trash compactor I have. That's exactly why I do this now. Celery down the garbage disposal was a big thing. For some reason, they thought the garbage disposal was a trash compactor. And then I have 6 plumbing phone calls later because supposedly it's not fixed, it's not fixed, it's not fixed. The plumber's like, bro, I'm taking new chunks of celery out of this thing. And I'm like, roger that. Learn my lesson there. So, for me, I
Wait,
thought
so
it
you're
was
not supposed to put celery?
No, you shouldn't.
I put everything if there's not a What'd she say?
She put celery down her garbage.
She said she puts everything down there that doesn't have a bone.
Oh, are we not supposed to?
No.
No.
I don't put
I don't put chairs down. I don't.
My plumber's like, God.
I'm with you, girl.
I'm the guy that has a screen in my drain and I empty that thing out. I don't put anything down there.
Now, what do you have to do for renters insurance? Did you tell the tenants they have to have?
Yeah, so my our insurance
No, it's
agent,
made out through
she
his
recommended
company.
that they have a minimum
But
of
it's
like
like-
300,000
Yeah,
I'll just sit there.
So I kind of had that conversation with you, and she told me that so that's all in the lease. We're put in there that we're supposed to be like a point of contact for that. Like they send us the renter's insurance policy and all that stuff.
But do you have them add your house to the renter's insurance? Because renter's insurance is just for their
That's for their
stuff.
personal property. So this
This
is
is, well, maybe
we're
he
changing
does.
the
This is all
policy, which obviously we're able to reduce because we don't have to
it's just a
have
property.
personal property, which is for the department.
Maybe because they're all vested
So
under
we
an
reduce
LLC.
that, and then they have their own, whatever they decided for personal property, that's all.
All right, y'all. She's gonna take a quick picture of us. Actually, this would be great. Except, yeah, you're gonna have to. There you go. All right, I think I can see it. That one over there. Will you lean in?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. And yeah, both of y'all. All right, 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, let me know. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Our new build is like,
Now, how you guys like? So Keith here, he just walked in. He's the owner of the PSR brokerage, but he's also like a short sale specialist. So he's been a great resource for me as far as dealing with those kind of people and the troubled issues. So if you do come across the flips where the people are, especially the new builds, people bought like a Lennar home like 3 years ago and like we want to sell, and like there's nothing you can do.
We've actually come up with a few of those lately. Surprisingly, we've come across a lot of pre-foreclosures.
I hate
Which I know is a little bit different.
He didn't like the word pre-foreclosure. It's either foreclosure or not.
Or it's in the foreclosure process.
I like that one.
Yeah, we actually have two of them. One of them that's in joint agreement. We're actually listing that one next week.
Why do I like pre-foreclosure?
Why do you like
What is this?
Because it's 1 day late. It's
No,
pre-
what is a pre-foreclosure?
And it's that? Oh, that's what. Zillow one?
Like, what is a pre-foreclosure? Pre-foreclosure doesn't exist unless you're talking
I
about
wanna hear this.
before the LP is filed. If you're talking about that,
No, yes it does. The pre-foreclosure is when the notice of default sent out, or your notice of intent is sent out. At that particular time, that's when they're going to put you in pre-foreclosure, and then you get the list pending. So prior to the list pending, so you guys seen it in pre-foreclosure.
he's got
We
another
deemed,
one.
well,
Some guys.
at the bank, they deemed it pre-foreclosure at the time that that notice of default expired. So once that notice, they get 45 days from the point of being 3 months behind in order to pay the loan back in current. They cannot pay payment. They have to get approved for payment. Or they have to pay that loan.
all that's
everything
prior to
current.
the LP.
Everything, every bit of that's prior to the list pendants actually being filed.
Okay.
We
Then
consider
I would
any
concede and I would
mortgage
agree with you 100%. Nobody uses that term that way.
But even once the list pendants is filed, then they have a certain amount
Right.
of time in order to catch the property up.
Everybody calls pre-foreclosure after the LP is
But
done.
pre-foreclosure is good because pre-foreclosure is the time between the catch the files.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like I said, I can see what you just explained. I can see to 100%. But nobody freaking uses that word that way.
At the bank, they do all day long.
That you might be right there. I don't hang out with bank types.
So yeah, but I'm giving you a nugget that you can get better if you catch them in pre-foreclosure. If you catch them in pre-foreclosure, that means the penalties are not.
Wait, you just go buy that list?
Huh?
You just go buy that list prior to the LP?
No, I don't search them. I did early, but I don't search them anymore.
Where do you search them? There's no public data at that point. That's all bank.
Yeah, when the notice of default goes out, you're right. It's until the LP, you're 110% right. So in other words, I don't. But back in the day when I did search them, yes, I did go to data places like Redx, who had
Fiverr or something
yeah,
might
something
have
like that. Yeah, and I grabbed them from there.
So he was in the bank before. What's your background, real quick, Keith?
I did 48 capital 99. who invented the CD, and they did mobile homes. So I collected from those, did short sales on those. Then I went to SB Service, then Bank of America, Chase, Washington Mutual, and then I was there when Washington Will Chase purchased Washington Mutual. And at that time, I was doing straight short sales the whole time. I ended Chase as the operations manager for court order mediation short sales. So my team went around the country to fight short sales. And when I mean fight them, they were trying to get money off of the deal, even though they weren't making it back.
Which I knew last year I did my first short sale. This is before short sales became more of a
You
thing.
know,
and
I
was
got a
like,
little. Do you know? See, I think that's kind of bullshit too. So, how are the banks not getting made whole? Like, how much? Like, what? 75% of them have mortgage insurance premium, so they're being paid back 80% of the loan by the insurance company.
Doesn't matter. Why do they make you pay? Doesn't matter. Whole is whole. I mean, you borrowed. Okay, so this is the thing. You borrowed $300,000.
Right.
And you're paying mortgage insurance for that. And
Right.
However, you still owe $300,000.
Correct.
That mortgage insurance is not for you. That's for them.
Correct. So they're getting made 80% whole right off the rip. 240 to the bank.
No.
Bam.
That mortgage insurance only covers that small gap. It doesn't cover that 80%.
Oh, I thought it covered 80%.
No, sir. It only covers that small gap.
What
Of
small
the
gap?
point, the gap from where they removed the mortgage insurance or used to remove it off of your loan. What was it, 70?
At 80%, so that 20%.
Correct.
So you're
Only
saying it covers the
that.
20.
That's it.
80% of the 20% is what they cover.
20% of the 80%. Yeah, they're not covering 80%.
Yeah.
Mortgage insurance does not cover 80%. It only covered that 20% gap because back in the day, you were not able to get a property without putting down a certain amount of money.
That makes sense.
You had to put down a huge amount of money to get. That's why
right,
our
I'll give that.
grandparents and stuff like that were not getting what was it, down payment assistance that didn't exist way back then.
That kind of makes sense though, because that 80% portion, they should be able to go back on the market and get that back from the market and just either cover.
But if you can, if the market changes.
There it goes. So on paper again, you signed a contract with them that said you bought 300. So and yeah, they get you on a little 20%, but most times they don't get covered. I mean,
There's still a way they can lose. I was thinking they covered 80. I was like, you ain't losing shit on 80. But if they're only covering 20, okay, there might be some ways they can lose. But still, I mean, that's the game we play. You know, I've lost on deals.
Corporate America wins every time.
I also feel
Corporate
like
America wins every time.
I also feel like maybe you can speak to this too after going through 2006, 7, 8, all that jazz, because I feel like it's slightly comparable, not nearly to that degree yet. Maybe, I don't know, but back then the values were here, and then the market dropped so significantly. The mortgage was here, your mortgage insurance was here, right? But then that valuation dropped, so that 80% you get back from retail was actually more like 60%, maybe. So they were losing money. I could see the banks losing money there. Obviously, they were because a lot of them were belly up. But now I can also kind of see that too, because those who bought 23, late 22, 23, 24, whatever, when their rates were super high, all the values have come down, and that's probably what you're seeing a lot of short sale stuff on now. It's very similar numbers wise.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I imagine they are losing money.
Yeah.
Now they're that's exactly right.
Yeah,
That
they're only
whole
covering
COVID
20%.
thing-
Yeah,
that whole COVID thing jacked everything up. Those prices went up too high.
Yeah.
Or depending on what their mortgage payment is, if it's comparable to what they can get in rent. A lot of people are renting their houses out.
See, my only issue
The rents
there,
dropped too as well.
my only issue that I literally had this conversation with a buddy of mine. I've had his house on market. He bought in 2023. He's basically upside down. Right? He's definitely lost the money that he took out of his TSP as a military guy to buy the house. And I tried to, you can lead a horse to water, you can't force it to drink. So I tried to tell him, I was like, I don't know if I would do this one. You can get the same house over here for 40 grand less, half a mile down the street. He's like, no, I want this one. I want all right, cool. 3 years later, here we are. You know, and I'm trying to get every ounce of the house I can for him. He doesn't want to ruin his VA entitlement by doing a short sale on it, you know, and whatever. So we're trying to sell it. But at the end of the day, he's like, well, maybe I'll just put it up for rent. I'm like, that's cool. Yes, you could do that. You might break even. But do you think this time next year, are we going to have home values increasing in Clay County? Maybe you think they're going to go down. Nobody has a crystal ball. There could be a black swan. I don't know.
Are you struggling to make a payment on it?
Yeah. He just bought it 3 years ago. His VA financed 100% financing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just curious where his rates are. Has he tried a loan modification or trying to refinance to an Earl?
We talked about doing an Earl. Yeah, he's just like,
I mean, 3 years ago, rates were possibly one of the worst times.
Yeah, I think he got like 6.5.
I mean, he could get down. I mean, I don't know where his credit is, but there's opportunities to get down to 499 on a VA Earl right now, which that could save him probably $300-400 a month, depending on what it is.
I don't doubt it. I told him to make that phone call like 2-3 months ago, and he's like, "Well, let's just put it on the market and see what happens. I don't want to go through the process because then I have to re-amortize for an Earl."
You don't have to if you don't want to. You can do an Earl with the current amortization, or you can bump it back to 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
bump back would help with payment, but that's
for
about it.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and the whole point of Earl is to protect the veteran. So it's not designed for anybody to make money. Like as a loan officer, it puts restrictions on how much money I can make. And if he doesn't make back, X amount of dollars than what the cost is within an 18-month or 20, I don't know what the look back is, but then he won't qualify for an Earl. But if he's in the high mid sixes, he can get down to low fives with good credit on an Earl like that. So
I told him to explore that, to call a servicer and be like, "Hey, I'd like to inquire about an Earl and what kind of terms can you offer me?" And blah blah blah. And he was supposed. I can't do that for him.
Yeah,
I've mentioned it to him many times. You can lead a horse.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if that was a suggestion to have him give you a shout, but from what I understand, the Earl can only be done through the servicer, the current servicer. No.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, if you want me to talk to him, I definitely can.
Sure.
I just think of like solutions too, because we're VA. I have 2 VA loans too. My wife's active, and the VA Earl, and all my friends are military. I'm doing like 3 Earls right now, where I put them in when they bought. It was like 6.75 or 6.5, and I just Earled one of my buddies to a 5.125, and that was less than a year ago. So.
I got.
It saved him $500.
Maybe we need to talk. Maybe I need to talk to my wife's a lender too, which is funny.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But she's new, so she's still learning the ropes.
I'm hiring.
She's with First Coast. She loves where she's at. Well, I'll get your card before we go.
Yeah.
Does that Earl stick? Does the payment? Does that interest rate?
Yeah, but no.
Does that stick?
Say again.
Does that interest rate stick, or does that go up? Or
No, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Yeah, we do. It's fixed. But I got one at 6%. The other one I got at like 2.5.
Yeah.
But the one at 6, I wouldn't mind doing an Earl on
We got a
that.
2.2 and a 2.3.
That's fantastic.
Bad at all.
Yeah, we had a 15-year note at 3. I think our original loan amount was $300,000. When we bought in 20, we built a new house in Eagle Landing in 2019. That was 375 that we Earled to a 2.25. And then we moved out of that when we had a surprise baby daughter and had to buy a bigger house in 2021, which is still where right before
That's
all
what
the
we bought too, yeah.
and we bought a house at 350. We put money down on that VA, but we ended up putting a 15-year loan at 2.375.
Oh, that's
so
great.
we paid $2,500 a month
That's not bad.
for a 15-year note, which now we only owe 10 years on.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The average payment.
yeah, it was good time.
Yeah. That's good
Squirrel.
stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of along the lines of that, but so, and I just want to throw this out there, just kind of like to see if anybody's even thinking about this, because for some reason it doesn't keep me up at night. It definitely weighs on me a little bit, particularly as a single family or property manager. Something maybe, well, you don't own the real estate, but with like the decreasing birth rate, the silver tsunami stuff, right? Over the next 10, 15 years. Does anybody think about that? Does anybody have any predictions about that? I mean, not so, but just with regard to the transaction of real estate, right? Like,
Well, you're about to encounter one of the biggest transitions in wealth in the next, like, we kind of started that period already with the baby
Sure.
boomers passing away.
well, that's what I'm talking. Silver tsunami's at, right?
Right. So, like, yes, I think also not only with the birth rate, but like people are going to start acquiring a crap ton of property.
That's
crap
my
ton of-
concern. That's inventory. That's prices. That's inventory. That prices.
Correct, and everybody's going to hold it. And it's I think there is a
So I think those two things combined together, the decrease in birth rate and the silver tsunami, I worry about that because we already know what essentially high inventory, low demand looks like, right? We've been going through that the last year and a half, 2 years. And this isn't obviously, I'm not like tinfoil hatting this, right? But I'm just
no. There's
having
going to be
conversation.
a correction. I think that in 2008. I mean, we're in a worse market than 2008 right now.
Right.
Like last.
We're above all those levels.
Yeah, we're way. We don't feel it as much because in 2008, everybody was in those arms and they got all foreclosed on because they couldn't make their monthly payment.
Right.
Now everybody's still managing to make their monthly payment. They're just were suffering in so many other different aspects. Like, they were forced out of their homes.
Right.
This one is like a slow killer, like diabetes of the housing market crash. That's how I feel like it is.
I agree.
And so there's going to be a correction. Everybody asks me every day, "Hey, where are rates? When are rates going to drop?" When I was doing 3-2-1 buy downs 2-3 years ago, and rates are worse than when they sold that product as a 3-2-1. I'm sure as realtors, hey, in 3 years we're going to be refinancing anyway at a 5% interest rate. It's going to be gravy. It's like no, you got a 7% interest rate then, and we're a little bit lower, but not really worse the refinance to get in there. So there has to be a correction, and in my personal opinion, the only way to make that correction safely is through a 10-year process. Like, if we make the quick adjustment of supply goes up or demand goes up, the housing prices are going to jack. If we drop rates to the 5% or even like the high 4s, the demand in the housing market's going to go berserko. People are going to sell. There's going to be a weird balance of the knee-jerk reaction of high demand, high prices. All of a sudden, everybody goes from a $400,000 home that was $200,000 in 2019. Now it's at $400,000. Now it'll be at $600,000 if that rate drop happens. So we're going to be seeing in my opinion, the 6% interest rate world, 6 to 7% for another 2 or 3 years.
I think so too.
It's not, we got a little bit low there a couple weeks ago. The war happened. Boom. If you didn't lock rates, your clients got screwed. So it's going to continue to happen, and it has to be high interest rates to continue to.
The slow trickle.
Exactly.
The diabetes
Otherwise,
effect.
if one thing happens quick, slow diabetes. If one thing happens too quick, whether it's the supply or the demand of it, it's really going to screw things up again. We don't need another 2020.
Well, you just kind of nailed it, right? So,
yeah.
In my eyes, you think about, I don't know the percentage of real estate, perhaps somebody else here does, the percentage of real estate that isn't investors, non-occupant investors, right? Or non-owner occupied investment properties. And then you think about the Airbnb segment. Right?
Yeah.
So for me, like you talked about the wealth transfer, and I assume most of that is both with cash and also with real estate as well, because individuals passing away and inheritances passing down. Well, arguably, most baby boomers have kids, are of the age where their children are probably established and have families. They don't need that family home. But even if they decide to move into this home and out of this home, they still got to sell this home.
Yeah.
And if they don't move into this one, they're going to sell this one. So it's either way, it's an inventory play.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's a slow play. They're all not going to come at the same time. But with the decrease in birth, I don't know. Like I linger on this.
When you say decrease in birth rates, are you thinking 30 years into the future, 20 years into the future?
I'm really trying to help with that decrease in birth rates. That's what I'm talking about, brother. I'm out there.
Walking full of like,
I'm helping, guys. I'm helping.
It's up to you.
I mean, because
no, but in my world of have this conversation with so many different investors, right, who are worried about the market. Should I hold? Should I sell? Should I refinance? What am I going to do? And there's probably 5 looming end of the world doomsday real estate things that could happen. One being, short-term rentals. All of a sudden, they could pass a law that requires a 25% increase on tax on short-term rental income on your Schedule E. Well, guess what? All the Airbnbs are going to be listed for sale. A huge supply, market. Boom, prices go down. Inventory. So many different things could happen. And
I think there's a lot of ways that government or the Fed, monetary policy can be manipulated, to your point, to incentivize or create change within the market. But the one thing they can't change is make human.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay. Here's
Who's going to buy the property?
I just want to ask a question though. Haven't we been having this human decrease and increased population for the longest?
Since the 70s.
Since the 70s, it's been baby boomer. We're going to stop having people, or they're having too many kids. I mean, when do you just stop worrying about it and just?
Forgive me for going on my tangent.
No, it's not. No, it was. I've heard that question a lot, so I'm not nowhere near just pushing it away. I'm just saying that we've been through it so many times When did we just say let people have how many kids they want to, and if they can take care of them or whatever,
but that's-
and who cares? You know, I mean, because it almost seems that as humans we correct it anyway at some point in time, because it has been going on for years. I mean, it's been said for years. Am I wrong? I mean, has anybody else heard that?
It has been decreasing for years, is my understanding. I'm not a statistical,
Yes, it has been.
but it's my understanding is it has been decreasing for a long time. And I think recently, particularly with the United States, it crossed the I want to say the point of no return, but the point of unlikely return, which is like a 1.7, I want to say, or something like that. And I don't think any population in recorded history has recovered from that. So I used to think that, and a lot of people I would speak to a few years ago would say a lot of this birth rate population concern with regard to supply and demand would be fixed with migration or immigration. Considering the current policies on stuff like that, I really don't see that necessarily being a Band-Aid, you know? So for me, I'm just wondering what the latter part of my life is going to look like, both as just, you know, a person in the United States and also a real estate guy. Again, this is not
You're gonna have
tomorrow.
more
This is
room
not
to
tomorrow
move
for me.
around.
I worry about this for the flips. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Hey,
I mean,
But it's just something I just
enough.
wanted to throw on the table because I'm just curious if anybody, because we sold all
There's
of our
countries
rentals.
going through that right now where population decline is a huge issue. China,
Japan, and
the Nordic, Sweden, and the Netherlands, and all that. They need
Oh, I know.
immigration.
Yeah.
You know, but they're fighting against it. It's
Yeah.
a weird conundrum. Okay,
Yeah.
we want people to come, but not those people.
Yeah.
But
These
let
other
me
people that are
bring
moving.
this back to where we're at now. I'm gonna tell everyone they have a new. I'm switching subjects over. There's a new app from Claude, Anthropic. I'm going back to what we need to work on, and it downloads to your computer, and it's called Cowork. So now this new app can take over your computer and do jobs for you on your computer, your personal computer. So you can have it go through Excel files and do everything you want to do. So the thing you got to really work on now in this business, if you're trying to get organic leads, is you got to go to ChatGPT, whatever one you use, and figure out, type in like Clay County. I want to sell my house fast in Clay County, and you got to see what pops up in these AI searches. If you're doing insurance, go to insurance, like find insurance in AI, because we're all gonna eventually. No one's gonna go to Google anymore, and everyone's gonna be using their computer, their phone. And it's gonna have some AI built in. And you got to figure out how that search is going to be developing to look for you or for you to get out there. And so just want to let you know that, yeah, they have this new thing called Cowork. There's a couple of other apps out there that download your computer, can run everything on your computer for you. And so eventually we're going to get to the point in the next few years for your phone's computer work, AI's going to do all the work for you on your computer. And if you're not searchable through AI, that you're not going to be found. And so if you're trying to be in this business to get offers or to be out there for insurance claims, to be provider, you got to make sure you're searchable in AI right now and start building it, because it takes, Bryce knows, he's got a website, I got a website, it takes years for your website to start picking up traffic. And if you don't do it now organically, I tell people all the time, just record a video. If you, like, especially you guys, if you're doing flipping houses, my buddy Andrew, he does our houses for both of us. Get those meta glasses and record stuff while you're working on the house.
I just ordered a body cam. They're only $130
Yeah.
bucks, audio and like
So
police wear.
but you get those. But you gotta do it for our business, because you want to tell the story of what you're doing out there. So especially if you're doing houses, you're doing the work on it. You gotta tell the story of what you're doing and just have the clips. Don't worry about editing and doing all that. Just get the clips, start making a little blog post. Get a website, get something going for yourself, because you got to be searchable. If you're not going to be searchable, no one's going to find you. Then you're going to be, no matter what population it be, you're not going to be found.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, man, how come? I mean, you're doing good on social media, but I just want to make sure you guys understand that. By them, it's a little bit slow now, the app they have from Anthropic. And if you don't know, Anthropic's the OpenAI competitor, and they were going through that whole battle with the government right now to use their AI for drones and all that stuff. And, you know, but ChatGPT, OpenAI decided to do the contract with the government, so now Anthropic went up because people don't trust the government and all this kind of stuff. But that's going to happen. It's going to be the next thing of AI is going to, it's already on your phone, but it's going to take over your apps. And it's going to take over what we do. Like, I think they are working on a deal with Walmart with OpenAI. So that way when you ask ChatGPT for a question, and you ask, like, where do I get a table? It'll direct you to a Walmart website.
So you're saying that
Google's not going to be a thing.
Oh man, they've been losing searches
Like if
for the
so,
last 2
so,
years.
so if you look at Google's a thing, but
Then AI search.
no, but
I always figured that AI search Google.
no, but no, that's the problem. So if you look now, like say we all do this. If you search Google now, what do you think pops up on the search? You guys looked at, analyze what happens?
The AI is the first
So,
Yeah.
so the AI summary comes up. So a lot of people have reviews of like stuff like, oh, I'm gonna review top TVs, but instead of their reviews come up, the website come out. Now the AI summary comes up.
But wasn't there response to that Gemini?
Yeah, but I'm saying even in Google search, the AI summary comes up.
Right.
So
But
now
I'm saying-
our supported ads, our websites are not coming up first.
Right.
It's the AI summary coming up first, and then the sponsored ads, and then the people who've done the SEO. So we're getting pushed down further and further. So if you're not in that AI summary now, you're going to be
Lost.
And then we all know everyone here looks like except for him. He looks like he's under 30, but everyone.
Let me see if I can come up with AI.
25, see? I'm just saying.
What is that giving like 5
Especially after I lose sleep.
I'm just saying.
25 and a half.
So I'm saying for people his age,
I can make money at any
they're going to be dependent on the AI stuff to do all the stuff for them. We come from the analog age of how to put a CD in a CD player, and not have music on it. So these new people coming up, I'm just saying. I'm just saying he grew up with a phone in his hand almost. You know.
No, I pulled out some
I love it.
Yeah, like he did. Yeah. So, yeah.
film.
But my point is that the next people
Okay, he barely
I did my
pronounced
first
it. Film. He barely
the people
pronounced it.
don't know about how to
Don't
look
know
for
nothing
stuff.
about film.
They're going to depend on the AI to pop up and tell them where to go.
It's taking over for everything. I use it. Our son talks crap to me all the time because I'll check his homework. I take pictures of his homework.
Yes, they do.
He's 10, but I don't.
Is
I'm
this
not
right?
reading all this shit.
They don't know how to do their math. The math is dumb.
I like that. That's what I don't know how to write out a math problem anymore.
That's right there. That's my son talking about last night.
That's how I do my CE credits. I take as much as a mitigator. They're still good. What's the answer?
The point is, this is the easiest. So to that point, now, the secret, you can do this browser called Comments, and it does all this. It controls the website for you. So you can open a comment like this, check me as their Atlas version. You open the website and say, take over the website. Oh yeah, it's good. That's the best possible. If you go to Claude.
No, my daughter told me that she would not take
But if you use comments,
technology advice from someone who was born in the
they'll
1900s.
run your website for you. I mean, they'll run whatever you
Right, that makes it sound like super old.
my home light leads.
It do make it like,
I
what is
Well, the first time you
it?
said it, like, I like broke my
Let's say you
Especially just
Yeah, right.
And I was like,
then just say, hey, this doc is this just
That's what I'm saying. So that Anthropic,
Yeah,
I had all these leads.
Right.
I had all these leads I downloaded.
I tell everybody I would both high five her because that was a solid burn and smack her down because that's disrespectful.
It's like 8 Excel sheets. Within like 2 minutes, it already took all my
Oh
Excel
my
sheets
God.
and formatted to
our daughter, I was
templates. It didn't open Excel. It did all. Yeah.
It can open
Say,
up.
I see you don't really
Yeah,
know.
it didn't open it. So
How much is it?
and I was
Bit
like,
your
it's
real
like
estate
$20 a month.
and I'm like, that's because I had to
Or
came
But
out
the
and
point
like,
is that
I
so
told
like
him and
you can have all these things.
Store it
The
very
problem is now you're
yourself.
gonna
He was
next
like,
flood will be
yesterday.
You're
because they're kind of
or you're running a business that makes money.
it takes
It's its own thing.
Yeah, it
And they don't mean no harm. Just brutally
That's
honest.
fine.
on my computer.
They're like,
I want you to
why you
Replace the store.
I just edited a video and
You
found
gotta make. Can you purchase anything else?
born in the 1900s.
I just finished my video editing.
That's why.
Put it through this app called Descript, get the transcript, create a blog post,
Glad I'm not
upload
the
it to
only
YouTube,
one. I'm just happy. I'm not. I'm sorry, Miss Rizzo.
thumbnail, and it's like,
I'm sorry, I'm
doing
glad
it.
I'm
So I'm
not
working
going
on
to
that. But it's like
My original goal was 30 minutes. I told my seven, I have to teach my 7-year-old how to lie to my wife so he lives since he's 8. Because he be saying something, I have to grab him sometimes. You can get us all in trouble.
Gas stations and everything like that.
Like, yo,
What I did was I went to Mom's Creek.
if mom asks you these questions, how do I look in this? Do I look fat in this?
I'm just saying that.
Either don't say it, just walk away. Just pretend like you didn't hear it. You can't, don't lie to just walk away. Be like, huh, Dad?
Well, to just not to go off
Dentist shops. And
it's like, for example, now it's like this is
those are the businesses that
I gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get going too.
So this is my computer that's plugged in my internet. And you can download this software.
You can talk to him.
you're only getting
And then the main point is, my goal, this is my side of it, and my goal is to be able to text my computer, look, I looked at this house, and put in down and have it ready for this.
That was my.
So same thing for you guys.
There's my
Like, I want to write. I want to be able to text the person's name and all that.
somebody else.
Everyone
Everyone buys them. They all love that area. So they gotta know somebody else.
Good to meet you. Y'all have fun.
Very nice to meet you.
That's Middleburg.
Thanks for sitting through that. I know that was rough.
Everybody in Middleburg ain't
Well, hopefully help you guys out, you know.
Yeah, that was cool.
I graduated from here, man. I know everybody out here.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming,
I
guys.
bought my first commercial.
But he went to like, man, I'm really interested in the property. Just the money goes by.
Yeah, real estate investor. You do training for months.
I did land use and planning council.
So, real quick, so after this, what is the name of foreclosure?
I hear you. I got you.
I did my scale plan, centimeters rule, all on an 8.5 by 11. That's how I did it. And they said, I submitted it originally, like, oh, it needs to be scaled, so I had a legend with a scale on it, it was X centimeters, and it was X feet,
You know what I mean?
whatever.
So you were saving
Even
yourself
that, like,
I
I can help you guys out. So like, I just.
all that stuff, which is cool. So I learned a lot.
It's still and you're in foreclosure. As soon as that list pending is done and everything is on the list pending, once they file a notice and you've had time to come and respond and you haven't paid that money, you can move to the next step. Even though it says on that screen pre-foreclosure, we're like, pre-foreclosure is only the pre-steps that they're doing.
Yeah.
I know a friend of a friend.
Let me get your card, dude. You
So it's literally the 90 days prior.
I don't know if they're interested, but this is kind of a weird new about being represented.
I'm in transition at leaving a company.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know him, but you want to get there.
Why don't you write up like why don't you
Also, you need the mailing list so they can clients.
sell that
That
property?
means that they got to actually,
This is
whenever they're about to house.
wholesaler.
I mean, you also can look on MLS, Zillow.
I wish so far if I were you, I'd take a credit. I wouldn't sell it. I'd say, look, I'm gonna do all this work.
Yeah, but if you look on Zillow,
But no, I ain't. Because he's like, listen, you know, I was like, well, what is it you're looking for? You know, like, what do you
no,
want?
I'm saying you don't. Yeah, personal laptop. Just tell AI to open up. Go through Zillow. Let me see if you bought homes.
See some numbers. I'm like, really?
It's a long-term game. And then you be like, that way. Yeah, you see what's unfold. Yeah, you see something unfold. So then it's a long-term game for you guys. And like, okay, in 10 months, I'm going to call these people. And tell them, I know
So it shows you
you're
what it could. It's just worried. It's got 8 multiple.
annual renewal of your mortgage. I mean, you can discount rate. It just popped up.
Or you have like a Fiverr people do it or something?
This is, shows you all the businesses around. That's shit. But to your point, I would have much rather taken the spread. You know, and I told him, I said, listen, cool. I think we need to justify that. I'm not saying you're gonna get that, but I think I can justify that. And he's like, okay. And I was like, tell you what, anything over 1.8 I get. As a joke, you know? He was like, whoa. And I was like, look, you can't remember too, we'll have a conversation about it. And I was like, listen, dude, that's just what you want to do.
I'm in the middle of it. I'm trying to train one loan officer right now.